Well, it sure hasn't been a very smooth part of the season from the standpoint of spill stuff on me. Trying to figure out how you could blow a 7-point lead in that period of time, play so poorly in some ways and so good in other ways. What we had is, I thought Xavier was unbelievable in the first half. We just can't get everybody on the same page at the same time. Second half, I thought the job we did defensively to hold them to 14 points in 17 minutes and then 14 in 3 minutes is mind-boggling. But there were some breakdowns on how we're covering some stuff. That three that the big kid hit shouldn't have happened, and neither should have.
Smile more, Coach.
What's up, JJ? How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man.
One of the bright spots of my day. Are you coming back to say that you're playing with us now? To hell with Memphis? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm saying that right now. I'll say that right now. You're up there.
Come on up here and say hello. It's not that formal. How you doing? Good.
How you doing? I'm great.
Playing good.
Thank you.
See your boy.
Yeah. I'm about to work out right now.
All right, man. I'll see you up there.
Yep.
So the issue is we felt like we took a few bad shots, but not many. But we do have to know that in the last 5 minutes of the game, our best shooters got to take the 3-point shots, not just shooters that are open. We thought defensively we were phenomenal the second half. Even at the end, they hit a couple shots after going 0 for 10 from 3. But now how do you move forward? Well, we move forward by looking at, I had a meeting early this morning. I spent all night looking at where we've been, and it seems like there's been a common denominator here that from Kentucky on, with 2 minutes left to go in the game, we're down 2, we're down 1, down 4 a couple times. Either a great play by them, Kentucky, Virginia Tech hits a 3 laying on his back, or a bad play for us, the 3 games we missed all the layups. Now you put those two things together, and I had a slideshow that I made this morning that of the 9 games, there were 5 of them that were more than winnable. And I think our average margin of being down was minus 1.1 in the last 2 minutes of all the losses. So what I'm trying to sell is, not to you, because fans don't believe it, but to my players, is we're a basket away, we're a layup away, we're one stop away from being very, very, very good. Winning 3-4 more games easily. And I've been there in 2005 before with a similar deal where I don't know what we finished in the league. It was 4th or 5th. A lot of close losses, and was able to right the ship a little bit. I felt like the guys played hard. I just felt like we didn't play as well in that first half. And the biggest issue was in the first half was our transition defense. And they were very good in the first half. We were much better in the second half. So I'm disappointed with our performance, especially that first half. We need to find ways to win games instead of finding ways to lose games. But in all 9 of those games, I throw out Duke and Purdue and say we got our butts kicked. And then the other 7, I showed them where with 2 minutes left to go in the game, the worst was a 6-point negative. Most of them were 1 and 2 points. And that's what we got to do. So I thought Cassius and Xavier, we putting a little too much on him. Aaron Henry, after a bad first half, played much better in the second half. Rocket, you know, I thought one of the commentators made a good point. You know, we have to get back to role playing a little bit, and he made a couple shots, missed a couple shots, maybe took one bad shot, but the defense he played in the second half on that kid was unbelievable. And for a freshman to do that, that's a big plus that we're going to move forward on. And I guess I got to congratulate Xavier and Tamia. They had their little boy early this morning, so took care of that. That was a plus. As far as Nebraska goes, obviously, you know, I think they're very well coached. I'm a big fan of Fred Hoiberg. He, you know, came here during his year off, spent some time with us here and there. And even though they've lost 10 in a row, they have a strange team, and he'd be the first to tell you. You know, they have a bunch of players who can fill it up. They played a lot of people tough. They just took Maryland right to the wire, missed the layup to win it at Maryland. So they've got guys that can hit threes. They got guys that in open court are very, very good. They've had some very tough losses. They have 3 players in double figures. The Cheatham kid we played against, that he started at Marquette, then he went to Florida Gulf Coast, then he went to Nebraska. He's signed up, I think Billis has a travel agency now, so you get these guys from spot to spot. So I'll have to see if Jay will give me a discount on that. But we saw him last year at Florida Gulf Coast, and he is a very good player. Mac is, I think, an electrifying player. He averages 7 assists, quicker than quick, and he can get shots up. And they've got 7 players that have hit at least 23s, so that can be good news and bad news. So we're going to worry a lot about Michigan State today. We'll start preparing for Nebraska tomorrow and see if we can convince our team that we've been an eyelash away, and that's been in every game but 2. And so it's funny how when you win by 1 point, you're God, and when you lose by 1 point, you're the other kind. And that's what I got to do now. That's what I